Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a P.43, it's a tier 5 Italian medium tank. It's located on the northeast spawn of Arctic region, otherwise known as Mannerheim Line, and it's under the command of ProvoBob. Now he must have a lot of time on his hands recently because he's been sending me a lot of replays, a lot. Quite literally more than, well, probably about 2 or 3 times the amount I receive from other players. And well, he sent me this one in the P.43, which is the next tank up after the P.2640, which is actually a rather good Italian medium. This one, rather disappointing, you might say. Never actually existed other than a wooden mock-up. It was designed during the 1940s and of course never got built because of course Italy surrendered in 1943. Now after the Second World War, the Italians, well, they didn't go ahead and start building tanks because they were too busy building up their industry, which was pretty comprehensively wrecked during the war. They just didn't have the time and money to actually build armaments, although Wargaming is going to be bringing in a series of Italian heavy tanks soon, which could make the game quite interesting because some of them actually have the characteristics of the Progetto with the auto reloader. Now this thing has a 75mm gun and he's got the top gun that does 110 alpha penetrating 118mm of armour with the standard rounds, and it goes up to 146 with the APCR. That's nice, got the tracks on that one. Go for it again. No, I think it's slightly to the right. Goes for the T67, although that was a blind shot. I think that probably did hit. The T67's moving, so I think he was hit. Oh, that one definitely hit, no doubt about it. Those things have got such thin armour. Standard ammo's very easy to get through the skin of those things. No, that one hit the rock face. G1R. Oh, now he's going to have difficulty penetrating that one. The Chinunkai he can pen. And the BDR G1B, he's going to have difficulty, but he did get through it with standard ammo. I think he's trying to get the weak spot on the flat surfaces. And, oh, we got a lucky shot there, 97. 108, they're all low rolls, but he is getting pens. Oh, he switched to APCR now. That will definitely improve his chances of getting a pen. He's focusing on the BDR. No, that guy's pulling back. He's lost half his hit points. He's not a happy bunny anymore. And he's in cover. T1 heavy. He's loaded the AP now. Got a hit in the tracks. That ricocheted off the side. The BDR comes on side on, and of course you will pen it if you fire side on into that vehicle. Side armour's not as strong as the frontal armour. No. He is burning through his ammo. Got one in there. And another! I'd say the good news here is that he is actually doing single-handedly holding up this enemy advance on this side of the map, but he's running short of ammo and he's now being rammed by his own G1R, which is not helpful. Not when he's doing all the work. And he takes out the BDR. That's a really good job. Tries to get that G1R. Now he's coming to sight and they are shooting at him directly, so he needs to pull back. The armour on this vehicle is not that strong, so he doesn't want to get penetrated. It's only one hit that he received and only 83 hit points he lost to the T67, but you don't want to get repeatedly hit by T67. And he's now being rubbed against again, this time by a T67 on his own team, so he's not having so much luck. Goes for the cupola of the Panzer IV, gets it. He's low on shells now. He's got plenty of APCR and HE, but running low on AP. I I'd hold back on shooting for the moment until you get a clear target. Yes, there's a clear target. You can easily pen a T1 heavy if you hit it in the right spots. But unfortunately, he has been spotted, and it looks like the T1 heavy's looking this way. Missed him on that first round. Now he's penning. He's using the APCR. Oh, no, that one missed. And he's been tracked. Okay, go to work on him. Get him, Provo. Get him, Bob, I should say, not Provo. But anyway, go for it. Yes! And you can get the kill if you can get another shot into him. I think he wants that kill. But that G1R is sort of like preventing him from getting at his prey. You can just see the top of it. No, try and hold your fire until you can see a clear shot. There you go. That's better. And he's tracked. Good one. Puts one in. And the guy's gone down. So now he can go the T1 heavy. He can push on the T1 heavy now. Oh, the enemy gorilla fires at him and stuns him. Damages him in the tracks. But oh, and he bounces around from the Panzer Mark IV, who's still around the corner. And he's pushing now. The T1 heavy has been killed. So there's the Panzer IV, and he's gone. So he's done an absolutely fantastic job holding up the enemy here. It appeared that he was the only one doing it, and that's why the others just kept bumping into him, because they were trying to get shots, but they were also trying to push him out the way so they could get some damage on the enemy. But he's the only one who's really pushing now, so he's the only experienced player on this flank. And although the enemy still has a presence down in the south, and they managed to defeat some of our heavies, ProvoBob's leading the charge down the west side of the map. In fact, the other guys have decided they're going to go down the centre towards the enemy, because it's a closer way or quicker way to get at the enemy heavies in the south. I think ProvoBob's done the right thing by coming up this way, because there's going to be fewer enemies and he might have a chance to get at the enemy Arty. He's using the cover of the rocks to approach. Always use those cover because it is so useful. The enemy don't see you until it's too late, and he needs the HE rounds. He's got an HE round loaded because that's all he's got left. Only one Arty, and it's the gorilla. And just lock on and take that one out. And he gets him! 3 kills now. So he can just start capping. There's only 3 enemies left. Let them come to him. Or he can go hunting them. And I think that's what he wants to do. He's going to come up behind them and shoot them in the ass. There's an M10 RBFM, the French Tier 5 Premium. That was one of the better gifts that Wargaming gave us. Those little tank destroyers are actually very, very good. And the T-50's coming to sight, and he's very low on hit points. Just go for it, get him. No, get closer. HE round will finish him off just like that. Get closer. There he is. Oh, missed him. Get him in the next one. Tracked him. Now, kill. He wants the ram kill. Oh, and he's denied it. He's denied the kill, but he uses the wreck for cover as he's now aiming at the M10. You can see him in the distance. Yes, gets the kill. Soft skin vehicle, really. Well, basically, the M10. Four kills for ProvoBob. That was a good game. That really was a good game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Ace tanker for ProvoBob in the P.43, a tank which a lot of people thoroughly dislike, but he does actually perform in it quite well. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A shellproof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. And a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 9 in this one. But he also managed to get a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And just look at the win 8. 13,302. He definitely did the best. And he was the single tank that was basically holding up the enemy force in the north. They just couldn't get past him because he kept hitting them repeatedly. He used up so so much of his ammo, he ended up on just 8 G rounds at the end. That's all he had left, but he made good use of those as well. So let's have a look at team score and see how well he actually did. 2,594 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was the M10 RBFM on the enemy that he killed, the last tank he killed. 2,454, very close to getting the high caliber. That guy, he got a Confederate instead. And when it came to the next highest scorer, that was the Excelsior on the enemy team, 1,728. Now this was on the Asia server, the Aussie and Kiwi server, and therefore there were bots, and you can see that here by the lack of other players. These were the real players in the game, 7 of them on each side, and the rest of them were all made up by bots. But it was still a very good performance because some of the tanks he were taking on, they were real players and they were doing their job properly. Let's have a look at the number of kills. Well, the highest number of kills was ProvoBob, but he shared it with the M41 HMC on his team. He both got 4 kills each. 3 kills went to the enemy Grilla and 2 kills went to the Excelsior and the Chinu Kai. And when it came to base XP, well, he's got the top in all 3 columns, isn't he? 1,046 base for ProvoBob, and he's the only player over 1,000. 729 went to the Excelsior, so very well done to him. And after that, 686 went to the Covenanter on his own team. ProvoBob fired 60 rounds in that game. 37 direct hits, 23 penetrations. He was having difficulty with some of the tanks, but it was understandable because some of them were heavy tanks with lots of armor. The BDR and of course that G1R, which are very difficult to penetrate. And he also got 3 splash damage as well because yes, he was firing HE at the end. 2,594 hit points of damage, of which 1,204 were at more than 300 meters. He also received 4 hits from the enemy, 2 of which were penetrations, 2 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty. The gorilla tried to get him, just failed, just outside of range. Thankfully, all that happened is he got stunned and damaged his tracks. 700 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 563 hit points of spotting assist or damage assist. On a premium count, he earned 43,662 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he actually made a small loss from this game. Yes, I'm afraid he did carry a large amount of APCR. He did need it at some times, but he was being very careful to switch ammunition when he knew that he could get through the pen on some of those enemy tanks, or get the pen, because they had less armor. So he was switching back and forth between the right shells at the right times. He actually made a loss of 5,865 credits altogether, but that's a minor amount. He got 1,569 XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all the experience points he received. But another good replay. Nice to see an ace tanker and a high caliber from a truly dreadful tank. I hate the P.43. I really didn't like it at all. The P.2640, I like that one. This one I don't like. But well done to ProvoBob. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.